Do this for the culture. One time for the culture. We put on for the culture. We culturally correct.
Welcome everybody, man. This is the first installment of the Culturally Correct show. I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Damon Golden. You can call me Dame, though. I'll let everybody else kind of introduce themselves.
Yo, sincere journalist, historian, all around good guy. Happy to be here with you gentlemen today. We're about to get it in.
My name is Kyle Morgan, also known as K-Mo Cuts. I'm a barber and I'm the least racist person you ever met. But yeah, I'm just a cool dude all around. I mean, but you know,
like if you have to
hey, I mean, but it's cool with Trump too.
I got two white friends at my house.
The fact that you have to say
I mean, I just wanted to start off like that. That's how you start the year off.
It's Rome, the entrepreneur. We on the culture.
Yes, sir.
Awesome sauce. Well, hey, man, we have a few topics that we are going to jump into today. All of them being very, interesting in nature. So we're going to start off with this first one, man. I know that tonight, actually, I don't know what year it is, but the Grammys are going on tonight. I think it's like the 60-something, I don't know, 68th or something like that, something crazy. But there are a lot of black nominees. There's a lot of, female nominees. There's just a lot of, good music that's been created these last couple of months, these last few months over the past year. And so with all of us kind of being into all genres of music, how do we feel? What do you guys think about the current state of music, as a whole? I know we primarily digest, hip hop.
Yeah,
that's kind of our staple. But how do we feel about the current state of music? Period.
It sucks, man.
Trash.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's trash.
Hey, I mean, no, I understand it more now. The older I get, I understand where music is going, and I'm starting to be okay with it. But I grew up in that era where, things weren't just blatantly said as much. It was more innuendos and even in the music, it was more creativity and how you delivered it. Bars. I don't hear bars anymore. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole different topic.
But it's with everything, man. R&B music,
yeah,
no subject matter no more. I mean,
just grab or buy it.
Yeah, grab or buy it. There's no.
Just
shout out
grab
to
or buy it. Just real quick. I wonder when they're gonna remix
It's not
me.
subliminal anymore. They just tell you, straight up what it is. There's no creativity. You say where it's going now. Where do you think it's going now?
The thing that I noticed, and the thing that you got to give credit to is music the music now has a lot of melodies and the beats are more driven now. So I see that the actual art form, as far as making it, not just the vocals, but the actual making of the tracks, is going further. Like, you think of like Timberland when he first produced a mill with Aaliyah. It's like he was creating all these new sounds we never heard before. Now you hear all of these artists' beats, and it's like they're so futuristic. There's that new sound, but the creativity ain't there like when Aaliyah was.
Well, they used to all get in the studio together. Now I can email you my vocals.
Yeah.
You can hit me with the beat.
And I
where's
could
that
dish
organic? Where's that organic creativity?
I just think, this is my opinion, what we are fed is different than what we can listen to. Mass media, radio, online listening, is different. Because when you go to look for your own person, shout out to her, that she goes hard. She's R&B.
Her is.
But they don't play her on mainstream radio. You got to know about it.
Hit me to her. Like, what we talking about?
And that's probably one of the biggest issues. Yeah, I mean, you have to
go look for your.
Jay said this. Jay-Z said this, man. He said that you have to mine for good art. And so what do you mean by that? You have to sift through a lot of junk in order to get to the good stuff. And she is a prime example. You have to go through a whole bunch of a mess in order to finally reach, this good stuff. But if the name is H.E.R.
Okay.
And so
I'm checking that out.
Listen, when I tell you that her whole project is called, I was hip to her like before she put this whole collective together. But her, Daniel Caesar, is another one. I just got hit to this one chick named Kirby.
I'm kind of lost.
I don't know how to say this dude's name. I think it's Black, but the B is a 6.
Oh yeah.
I was calling him Six Lack for a minute. People was
Six
laughing
Lack,
at.
wow.
Hey, but it looks like it's
You're
six
definitely
and then
showing your age.
Hey, look, man. Hey,
I have never heard it said. I always see it. I've been listening to it, but I haven't.
Though it's Black.
Okay,
he got some dope music. Yeah. But I think like when you was talking about Jay, like there was this part where Jay, I watched this little interview where Jay was talking about how people are so quick to judge now. Like right now, 5 years from now, we might go back and listen to music and really view it differently. Like I remember for me, Electrical Circus by Common was that album that I didn't feel at first, but then as I let some years pass, I went back and listened to it. I was like, man, he's so forward thinking. He's so dope, what he was doing. But it's like it wasn't at that time. His music is timeless, but it wasn't that time for it yet. You know what I mean?
Futuristic.
It was futuristic.
Experimenting a little bit then.
Can we be victims of that right now? Because I really, honestly, I don't listen to nobody right now. I really don't. Like I'm still listening to Biggie.
I listen to new music. I do. I listen to Lil Uzi Vert. I do, but it's because
we won't judge you.
Listen to
I ain't going to his concerts. I'm not.
Would he be your friend though?
All my friends are dead.
like
why?
Could Uzi be your friend?
You gotta listen to it. You just got. You don't.
Uzi, if you can't be my friend, I can't listen to your music.
I listen to new music too, but some of that stuff I just can't. I can't really
get with.
Yeah,
like,
I can't get with it.
But
right.
I mean, I'll listen to him. It's fun music. I don't have to listen to it all day, every day. When I'm in a mood where I just want to chill out, have some fun, some upbeat music in the background, that's what you play because that's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, in a barbershop, I put on the 2017 or the 2018, but it's a lot of times I hear and I'm like, what is that? Especially, what's the redhead dude's name?
Lil Yachty.
Lil Boat, man. The melodies he be hitting you with, B? It's so terrible. I'm like, what is wrong with him? Like, it's music.
Not only with hip hop, man, but like all music. I mean, do you listen to everything? Rock? Nothing is.
I'm starting to be able to do that. Like Dibble and Dab, I still don't feel country music. I just don't feel like it has.
Right, but
you're
I think
missing out.
New country music.
It's too simple, man. I mean,
new country music sound like it's really what R&B is. What's that? I can't.
Then it's not country anymore. It's not country if they sound like R&B.
You putting them in a bubble.
No, if they sound like R&B, it's not R&B. It's R&B.
Even Taylor Swift, right? Isn't she starting to delve into the?
She's more popish,
right?
With most people in genres.
Yeah, diehard country fans don't claim
Taylor.
Right.
Don't claim Taylor, and they don't really claim. I've learned too. They don't really claim another group, Rascal Flatts. Rascal Flatts is dope. They're country. I love them. Wake up and teardrops. That's my joint.
Okay.
I
listen to K Love. I listen to K Love. I listen to the.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm starting. I'm really expanding. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm listening to gospel. Country just don't. It's not creative enough. But I haven't heard none of the new stuff. So I want you.
It's
old country.
responsible.
2 Tears and a. They tell stories.
But I mean, they're basic stories. Like, we walked down the street together and we did this.
If you don't listen to it, how you know what they saying?
I've heard it.
I've heard it.
You might have had one bad experience. You got to go back, man. Give it a shot. You got to go back. You got to expand your horizons. You know what I mean?
Open your mind.
I'm growing as an individual. I'm Kyle Morgan, and I'm learning to grow with the music and the culture. For culturally correct, but I'm sorry, country has not done it for me yet.
Ain't made it to you.
I'm growing though. I'm growing.
That's cool. Migos just dropped the album,
Culture 2.
So they got a.
Haven't heard it yet.
I haven't listened to it yet. It came out Friday, right?
Came out Friday.
How do y'all feel about Migos?
Well, they claim that they're the biggest band ever recently.
Recently?
You mean like recently
they
said that, or
Recently they said that they're the biggest band
Man,
right now, since they came, they are. Since
at the moment, but they said ever.
That's like that whole Kevin Durant is better than LeBron type talk. It's like, give it some years. Like, you ain't even had a full season yet. Like, you heard every time I turn around, but you know what I'm saying? But Migos is nice, though. They trending. They're trending.
In this comment, were they talking about just like group, period, or rap group?
I think
Because
they
what
put a
interview is this? Because
period
they
on
give
it.
awful
They're on the
interviews.
cover.
You put
They're
a
on the
period
cover
on it, so
of
you
Rolling
talking about
Stone right now.
Outkast, you talking about, Fugees. Come on,
Wu-Tang
man.
Clan.
You talking about Wu.
But
Come
then also
on,
too
man.
though, you got to check out
Run
like,
DMC.
okay, what criteria are we?
That's true.
Are we judging this off?
I know.
of?
I mean,
But
they
you
don't.
judge
They
us
don't.
off
They
mumble
don't.
rap, they got it.
They
They
don't
hands
lead-
down.
they
Well,
don't-
not even just because of the mumble rap thing, but if you're gonna go off of like sales and things of that nature,
No,
They not topping that sales.
They don't-
You can't because we don't consume music the same way that we used
Yeah.
to. Like you can't compare
That's
them
true.
to
That's
Outkast
the gap.
because we don't consume music the same way. But what I can tell you is, as far as like the international appeal and things of that nature, like I think it's very fitting that they call their albums culture because they do move culture. Like they do
I agree.
have
I
you know what I
agree.
mean, the ability to push culture forward. You know what I'm saying? And you got to look at like him, the dude Quavo and Offset. Between those two, they're like on everybody's.
Everybody. They've been on
everybody's-
country.
But they say the other one is the best one now. They claiming that he's the best.
I will say this: I listened to a couple of tracks, and it's easy to. The other thing I like about this,
You can
group,
identify them.
you can identify each one. Like their voices are distinctively different.
And their style of rap is,
Yeah,
too.
and I appreciate it. And
think
I
they're
will
just
say the
having their
third one.
moment.
I just feel like we talking about the state. I just feel like right now we give so much credit to trending, and that's in everything. It's like when you look at things, we say, "Oh, it's trending," so it's like they're the hottest new group. No, you're not. You have longevity plays a part in greatness and legendaryism.
No,
you know
because
what I mean?
Lauryn Hill got one album.
Facts.
But
One album.
it's not. But you
Facts.
know what? Hey,
She's a legend,
but
she's-
can you put that in right now?
But
Yes.
You can put. Thank you.
No,
That's-
no, you
that's
said
why it's
longevity.
legendary.
That
You
was
might
your-
not ever put a Migos album in ever again in life after
Right.
this year.
You
Right.
will put it in.
After
I
this
don't
year,
think so.
that's
They-
why I say
they been
it's, you got to be trending. Like trending and being legendary is two
And
totally
we gotta give
different
Lauren
things.
3 albums, man. 2 with the Fugees.
No,
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 we got
no.
one solo joint.
Yeah, we not
Hey,
going with
nah,
solo.
but this was when we
'Cause
had
you
them
don't
talks
give Pop
about
the Diddley
3000
Underground
being a
CDs.
GOAT. He don't even
Sometimes
have
we
an
do.
album, but you goating him. Rome, you goated Andre, and he don't even have an album by himself.
I don't think he needs one.
That hey y'all, but
he
just
is-
see what I'm
he's in
saying.
the conversation.
You
though.
so you mean to tell me Lauren ain't goating?
No,
I'm not
no,
saying
this
she's
is
not,
what
but
you said
saying
longevity.
that It takes,
They gotta.
yeah, you gotta put projects into things. Of that
That's
nature.
what I'm saying. The
letting you know
longevity of that music, that music is timeless. That she produced.
What's the Migos run right now? How many years? So
They've been
far?
out 5,
Man,
6
listen,
years.
they've been- since
5,
Versace,
6.
Versace, Medusa
Yeah,
had
they-
done it.
But how long are we gonna be Versace?
It's 5 years,
They're
man.
still going platinum. Like, they're still selling. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
but 5 years from now, we might not ever even bring them up in the conversation.
No, because their
They
impact.
might-
So right now, it's impossible not
When
because you might not. But it's a realm of 15 to 20 year
Oh, yeah,
olds
facts.
who will bring it up.
Oh yeah,
This is what they grow up on.
yeah, true.
but
Like all the
because
groups-
if I play, and this is just gonna show
The age, yeah.
the age, but if I played
because me and Damon are youngsters.
Quit that.
hot-ish, I'm going down, but like that's not something that y'all would probably go to, but for me, like that was like my like.
That was
You know what
cold.
I mean? Like,
but I knew
all,
then.
all the
I-
Nelly stuff, like
But it was
He was
greatness.
like the Migos
but it
of
wasn't.
my
It
time,
may
you
not
know
have
what I mean?
been legendary though. It was greatness. You know, the swimsuit. All that stuff was great. But it's not. It's not legendary though. It's not. And that's what I say with the Migos. It's like you said, you the best. Period.
I
There's
don't
too
know.
many legends out
We
here
need
to
that
even
direct
speak
quote.
like that. We can
Yeah,
go back
yeah.
to George Clinton if you
Let me
wanted
see
to
if I
start
can get
talking
there.
about.
Because ain't nobody legendary in that fact. If what you're saying, you got to be 20 years removed to be legendary.
It's not what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying.
What I'm saying is that's what they said. They said they're the best. Group
No, but
ever.
your definition of legendary is you
If
got to
we're
be
talking
24
ever,
removed.
ever is ever. Ever is ever. You can't say I'm the
How many-
best ever. That's like LeBron
How-
saying I'm the best ever and
How
Jordan
many
not coming up in the
can
talk.
Can somebody look this up? How many albums did Jimi Hendrix have?
One.
One.
Wow. But it was a legendary album, and you still can play. It's still timeless. That's what I talk about. The body of
Actually,
work.
2. I'm sorry. He had Are We Experiencing Electric Ladyland? But he has like 100 albums after that people put out. You know what I mean?
Right,
Live
right.
albums.
I just feel like the body of work, it'll speak for itself in time. Like we're answering a question that really we can't answer for a few years.
nah, I agree.
I just think this, to them,
I got it.
they're legendary to somebody.
Migos claim they're the biggest group ever in any genre.
quote unquote.
Listen,
Hey,
man.
Monique says
Quote,
she's
Can
the
I,
unquote.
most
can I say something?
decorated
They also
comedian.
have.
What does
They
that
also
mean?
have deal with Nike. I'm like, these things count. Like, yeah, I know it's hard to kind of like, you know what I mean,
Let go of
to let go of.
No,
of
I
the- but
like
I'm just
Migos.
saying,
I like
they.
Hey, listen,
they're
if I'm in the
making
club
moves.
and Migos come
He
on,
sound a lot like
I'm
Joe
still
Budden.
grooving.
He sound a little like Joe Budden. You
I'm
about to
still
beef with
grooving.
him.
I'm not. Hey, I'm definitely not Joe Budden right now. I need a couple more cigarettes to get my throat. No, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that they not doing their own thing. I'm just saying sometimes people get to saying that they on a level when you haven't even had enough time in the spot to even be there.
Epic 24-track LP features an all-star lineup of guest features. With 21 Savage, Drake, Gucci Mane, Travis Scott, Ty Dolla $ign, Big Sean, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Post Malone, and 2 Chainz all making an appearance. The album boasts just as much flavor and firepower behind the boards, with Metro Boomin, Pharrell, Zaytoven, Mike Dean, and Quavo among some of the notables.
A lot of people.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So if you haven't checked it out yet, be sure to visit the site.
I guess that'll be my car ride to work album listen to for the next week.
I'm gonna check them out, man.
Chop it up about a whole host of topics. During the conversation, Offset, Takeoff, and Quavo made a pretty bold claim. Wait for it. They declared themselves the biggest group ever of any genre. Let's take a listen.
Do y'all feel like, man, that Migos, no disrespect to anything, are the biggest group in hip hop right now?
No, that was a stage question.
I mean, but he said that. That's
They say ever in hip hop.
No, they said ever.
genre,
And
ever.
ever.
Come on, man.
This is what I'm gonna say.
Come on, man. I'm
I'm
just
gonna
saying.
have they back because whenever you do something, you're supposed to be the best at it. And your
Yeah,
mindset,
you're supposed to say that.
like
yeah.
everybody mad at Kanye for saying he's a god,
but-
that's how you're supposed to.
But
think.
honestly, do you feel they're the biggest? I mean, ever, any genre?
Let's skip any genre. Let's just talk about in hip hop.
Never.
In
No.
hip hop, are they the biggest?
No.
I would say Wu
At
Tang
the right.
is probably one of the most.
it's Wu-Tang forever.
Influential.
Yeah,
Like it's,
Wu Tang is crazy. I don't know, but here's the other piece though. I feel like a lot of people don't.
Slum Village was better.
Some
than
people don't.
Slum Village.
That's roots.
Don't get me started.
But I feel like too there's a piece of nostalgia that happens, like, and because if you don't have those nostalgia points, you'll never be able to surpass what came before you. And so, like, for instance, and this could be a whole other topic. We can't get into it today, but I feel like, and people bash me for this all the time, Third Friday was the best Friday out of the entire Friday. You know what I mean?
Friday after next.
It's
It's very memorable.
Yeah.
It's very
Christmas
memorable.
one was the best one, but because
Ooh, that's
the
deep.
first one,
I say the second best one out of
a lot of
that's
people say,
deep.
"Oh man, ain't nothing better than the first one." And the only reason why they say ain't nothing better than the first one because it's the first one.
Yeah, I just
Like there has to be more evidence as to why it's not better than just because it didn't come first. And so I think sometimes it happens in music where somebody says, "Yo, I'm the best ever," but yeah, you're not the first to do it. Why is that even relevant? Like, yo, I'm the best ever. That's how I feel. That's but they don't get those nostalgia points, and sometimes like it just kind of hurts.
I
groups
think
like
they
the
got
Migos.
it because I think they started this wave of rap that it is today. It's them or Future.
They
One of the
didn't-
two.
No,
It's-
Gucci Man started them, man. That whole sound is Gucci Mane's. That's not even them. Like, you listen to them and you hear Gucci all over it. So Gucci was doing it before them, and then they got put out there.
I don't know. if
The
Gucci
whole
rapping
stint,
like that.
the whole stint, not exactly, but the whole stint that they went on was why Gucci was locked up. If Gucci was still out, it wouldn't be no Migos. It wouldn't be no Migos, and that's how I feel.
That's like saying because no Wayne,
we can
because
tell you
Wayne,
feel that way.
Wayne got locked up, it'd be no Drake because that's when Drake blew up. When Wayne was locked up.
Hey,
This is what I'll say. I know that them feeling that way, like if it came to just hip hop, I'm saying right now, you would have to put them in just groups of all time. You'd have to put them in the top 15.
Never.
You would have to put them in the top 15.
If you
If
say
they
so.
stop right now, you
there
would
isn't a
have
lot
to
of groups out there in hip hop. That's part of the problem.
I mean,
But if
right,
we were
no,
judging
yeah,
them per artist, they would be in the top 500.
No,
Facts.
Per artist?
you got to put them in the
Per
top 15.
artist?
And the reason why I say
I don't
that
even
is
know
because
it's Offset, Onset. Buy set.
Reason why I'm saying, reason
They,
why I'm saying that
by
is
artists,
because
nah, man.
not every group can say that they've had a run this
Like
long.
no.
They're
Goating, but they're goating, but
Versace came out when? Somebody just needs to tell me that. When did Versace come? Is that like 10 maybe?
Not that. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
Might
11,
been.
12, something like that.
It's been
a minute. We give
been
credit
at
where
least
it's due.
8.
But y'all talking about like singles, man. Have they put out a complete project?
But who does nowadays? Like that's the
You don't
other,
have to.
That's the other piece. And I'll go back to the fact that we consume music differently than we used to. We used to judge off of a complete album. Now it's like, yo, put these singles out.
Because before a complete album was 2 songs. That was a complete album on a record. When we
What year was you talking about?
But that used to be a complete record.
I think that was probably.
I thought 11 was skimp. When Jay dropped 11 songs on this stuff, they was like, Jay, you skipping me.
I would say 9 or more. You know what I mean? 10 or more. But what I'm saying is this: like, you got to realize things are just completely different. Like, for instance, you notice that somebody will drop a single because that's what they encourage you to do is drop singles. You drop a single. If that single catch, then what happens is you put out an album. Late you go and you complete an album and then you throw that single on the album. Like for instance, DMs going down in the DMs. That was just a single. Like that was like Gotti that was like a throwaway to him. But it took off. And then after it took off, they went ahead and put it on a project. They threw the single out and then they put it on the project. And because they did that without however, they score everything, it already made that project like a great seller because that single had did so much work.
But the album's probably trash though, right?
The album, I have to go back and listen to it.
I'm talking about. Let's not talk about sales. Let's talk about complete
bodies of work.
And my only rebuttal to that is they're not making
that
complete albums anymore.
And
it's not how they're doing music.
So my question is that our fault as consumers? Or like, I mean, because it's like, I'm going to tell you the truth. Like, I grew up on tapes. You know what I mean? Where I had to rewind to certain spots and this and that. And most likely, I'm going to listen all the way.
And you didn't get access to the music until it came out. Like, you didn't get on the internet and download it. You had to wait till the album came out, and you had to buy the whole album.
Or somebody tapping you, hey, have you heard yet? And then,
or you taping it off the radio.
And then CDs, and now it's like, now this internet thing is just like, fast forward through everything. It's almost like don't even listen to the whole song.
I think people don't have to make full body of work. Because at one point, you had a tape, had whatever, and you had to listen to get to your song. Fast forward, whatever, but you wanted to listen to it to get to your song. They always made the song that was hot in the middle of a tape.
Yeah,
it was never in the beginning or the end.
Yeah.
And so now, then come CDs, you can skip. Oh, it's number 5. I'm gonna go straight to the song I know. 5.
I mean, now you ain't even got to buy the CD.
You just get the song you want.
Get your song, make your own CD.
So
and that's like I said, we
really
are judging the artist. Lots of times we judge the artist today off the rules of yesterday.
Yeah,
and
I can stand by that.
We're just not. We have to be able to consider the circumstance because the watch me. That dude got a deal off of one song.
Yeah.
What's legit?
That rolling.
Hey, yo, and Teo. Mayo.
That's one song, man. They off of one song. They got a deal. I mean, that's all it takes now. Yeah. You know what I mean? So and really, everything is backwards because it used to be, it used to be set up to where A&R would find somebody with talent, and then the record company would invest in them, and then hopefully, build up enough traction, in order to do something. Now it's like record companies are only looking for people who are already moving and putting in work, outside of having a deal. Like, so, if you don't have a following or a movement, you probably not going to get a deal. They're not out there just looking for talent.
Yeah.
So the record company, I would say the issue is with the record companies.
Well, most people don't even want record deals anymore because it's like if you get jumping, it's like, why would I even bring you in on my money? Like, I can make $1 million with them, but then I might make 1 million sales and make twice as much money. 3 times. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think it's a mixture of the culture. It's just a culture change. You know what I mean? And it may not be culturally correct to us, but it's a change.
It definitely, the way that music is consumed and the way that they promote music now. and the way that these record companies,
Where's
try
Leo
to
Cohen?
find they always trying to find the next hot thing. It definitely hurts music, in my personal opinion, because it doesn't encourage, like Sincere was saying, it doesn't encourage the artist to make a complete body of work, and that is what made 444. It's kind of segueing because he's nominated for a bunch of Grammys, but that's what made 444 so awesome. Was that there wasn't. We're not consciously trying to make anything that's going to get a lot of spins on the radio. What we are going to do is we're just going to make something that is honest. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to, I think the same thing is true with her, how we mentioned, that artist earlier. Like,
I think they're losing artistry, and I think that has to go to the record companies. Record companies took the artistry out of the music. They wanted to, songwriters couldn't be songwriters. They wanted to go with the new sound or what was happening. They didn't let people do their thing. So a lot of artists got lost trying to be something that they weren't. And so now we see the people that's hot, Migos, Lil Yachty, Lil Uzi Vert, they're not artists, they're performers.
Yeah.
And now
I can see
artists
that.
like her, Jay-Z, they're
Trippy
building and
Six.
painting pictures for us, but you gotta go look for those artists.
yeah, because
I
it's
think
not
he was
it's not
spoiled
in the
as
front.
kids. Like you like a performer to me would be like Busta Rhymes. He was like mad, but he was also lyrical, and you know what I'm saying. So now we look for that, the complete package, and they may not have that, and then it's like I'm turned off. But it's like a kid didn't get to hear Busta Rhymes, so they may see music a totally different way than what we see it.
They
Baby,
do.
you turn me on. Hey, listen, I don't know what he was saying, but woo!
He said it. So let me ask this. I think you kind of answered the question, kind of Dame, already. But I guess to Roman Sincere, what changes do you think could be made to help the industry and the state of music right now?
I think they got to get back to the creativeness. You know what I mean? Like everybody's following the next person. Oh, he's doing that. I'm about to do that too. You know what I mean? Nobody's separating themselves. Like back in the day, that was called biting.
Yeah.
You know, there was
Why is it like that now?
There was
though?
not one person that was like this cat or that cat. Everybody had to come with their own style. Now, if he's going with this producer and this sound, that's what I'm doing.
But why has it come to that? I
Because
never
they see
thought
us
that
making
was
money
cool.
right
It's because
now.
of sales. It ain't about the artistry. It's about
Yeah.
what's hot, what's happening. I honestly don't think nothing should change.
You think
Everything
it's
makes
an
full
era?
circle.
Yeah,
I
because
agree. I agree.
because it goes back to like, it goes back to the fact that what you're looking for is out there is just not as readily available as what you know what I mean.
You got to do
hot.
some searching, even
But
though
It does
everything
not
is
take any
access-
effort
but-
to find a McDonald's.
Yeah, you're right.
Takes no effort to find a McDonald's, but it does take effort to eat something that is unique and you know what I mean, that tastes good. You know what I'm saying, like that is not generic.
Yeah,
I mean-
our old day McDonald's used to be really good and healthy for you and everything.
I would never say it was healthy for us. I would never say it was healthy.
Hold on, man. It's dark and
I would never go quite.
Yeah.
I'm saying the music. You ain't see my man.
But no, I feel you. I
got
feel you.
you.
I will
used
say
to
this:
really
it
like
probably
McDonald's.
It probably
used to really like McDonald's.
back in the day.
I hate it now.
McDonald's
what
probably
I-
had a lot less chemicals and a whole
Yeah.
bunch of
You know
the
what?
burgers was bigger.
I tasted the other day off topic, like a Capri Sun. As a kid, the Capri Sun was the best
Man,
thing ever.
don't
I
be
tasted
on
the
a
Capri
sunny
Sun now. I'm
day.
like,
Yeah.
where all the sugar go?
Let me ask you this: Capri Sun, Sunny D, or the juice box, like the jug?
I took Capri
Jug
Sun all
and
day.
Capri Suns. That's gonna
Sunny
be.
D was disgusting.
What Sunny D was fire.
I want
cold.
I want the orange juice, man. Don't give me no fake.
That's why
orange
Sunny
juice.
D was dope because it wasn't really orange juice.
I want
My
orange.
girl was like, "We got orange juice in there." I went in there and seen the Sunny D. I almost got my. Oh, now where did this?
Hey, listen,
see, that's where culture's going right
my
now.
family,
Sunny D is orange
down
juice.
south, man, they got this stuff. It's up here too, but I got hip to it like down south back in the day. This stuff called Bright and Early. It's an orange juice called Bright and Early.
Oh, I
Listen,
know what
if
you're
you-
talking about.
That
It's
Woo.
next to orange juice. It ain't
Oh,
orange juice,
it's
but it's
fire.
right there.
Bright
it's
and
only
Early.
like
Shout out to the
$1.25.
sip one time.
It's only like $1.25. It's right there with orange juice. It ain't orange juice though. I don't know what they put in it, but you get food. Like if they pour it in a cup and give it to you, you might be like, Got some
Well,
different kind of orange juice.
so to close this topic up, man. I was telling you guys about the Grammys earlier. Both Jay-Z and Kendrick are both up for album of the year.
Kendrick, no bars.
To piggyback, it's no white males for album of the year. No, nominated.
Yeah, I heard that first time. Huh?
First time.
We
I
should
just feel
boycott.
Camo,
You should halfway boycott.
I'm the least racist person in this room. Hey, but I really feel like they just heard the footsteps. Like, it's not like a lot of artists are starting to say like, why as an artist do I have to get excited when what's the best word? White people start to give us an award. You know what I'm saying? It's like we don't get excited about the BET Awards. We don't get excited about our own people honoring us.
Right.
But as soon as we get that that recognition from that higher source, we're like, oh, it's the great.
And who are these people anyway?
Yeah, like
who are these people judging?
You know what I mean?
So I know how the Grammys work. I do. I realize how the Grammy work. If you've ever been nominated for a Grammy, you are in the Grammy and get the vote every year.
But who are these people behind the scenes? Are they valid people to say this album is doper than
They
this
all
album?
vote. If you've ever been nominated for a Grammy, they send you a list, and you can nominate people. So people who have won or nominated for a Grammy gets to nominate people in a pre-list, so you can throw anybody in there. So then they get so many votes, and then they vote on that list, and then they dwindle it down. Shout out to my Uncle Frank, who been nominated for a Grammy.
Shout out to Uncle
Best
Frank.
jazz band.
Shout out to Uncle Frank one time.
One time.
So
Future guest on the podcast.
It can happen.
Awesome. Well,
Gotta make it happen.
Uncle Frank. But so back to the question. You got 444 and then Kendrick's album. Which one are you guys giving the nod to?
If I was voting,
Can I make this statement? Kendrick Lamar has no bars.
I'm not doing this with you today.
Listen.
I'm not doing it
because
with
I'm
you
tired of y'all acting like he
reclaiming
got
my
these
time.
bars.
Reclaiming my time.
He acts like they got so many. So
That-
Kendrick
you know what that
Lamar,
is?
You rolling with Jay?
yeah.
Is that what
Like,
you rolling
I
with?
mean, he has great content and stuff.
I'm gonna go with
Kendrick
Jay.
no
I'm
bars.
gonna go with Jay on this one.
But nah, B, y'all gonna.
I'ma go with
continue
Jay.
to
One episode we're gonna deal with your hate for the new
Yeah,
No,
generation.
I don't.
It's
hate
lack of
him.
respect.
He
Yeah,
has
that
bars.
lack of respect. That,
No,
like,
I'm
bro,
just saying
like,
the
you
truth. He
can't
has
do
no
that.
bars. And if you know
Your
one
truth.
bar of his, please say it now or forever hold your peace.
I'm not gonna forever hold my peace, but I will give you a few bars that you would love. But before I do that, my expectation of you is to listen to a whole project. You've never even listened to a whole Kendrick project.
I can't listen to the Leprechaun yet.
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar driving real far, going my
All right. Well, guys,
Go up, drink.
I listen to it though. I try my very best. I put him in my Pandora all the time.
That don't count. Again,
Yes, it
that's
does.
Pandora's
This is a
mass
new-
media.
y'all
Because
just told me it's a new wave
I'ma
of
tell
how you
why.
listen to music.
Yeah, right. But we're going back on to what Sincere said. And I'm with you. You have to
Now
give
y'all
credit.
was sincere.
You have to give credit to somebody who's able to put together an entire project.
work.
And what I'm telling you is that Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, and Damn are all amazing bodies of work.
What is he talking about?
Section
Pimping a
80.
butterfly. I mean,
Section 80 is
seriously.
great too. But
What
I'm
does
just
he
talking
mean
about
by that?
his-
I need to know what to pimp a butterfly.
Listen to the album.
What is he talking about?
Go
man?
Listen
find
to
out.
the album.
Do your research.
Why would you pimp a butterfly?
K-Mo is the guy that's going to
Why?
tell you that the movie is trash and he's never seen the movie.
I seen it. I looked at
Based
it.
off the fact that he don't really rock with, you know what I mean?
Man, listen,
Robert De
listen,
Niro.
look,
He's
can I
gonna
just
say
say this?
that.
bro?
I
Who you
like,
rolling with on
I
that?
I'm
like,
rolling with Jay-Z.
I like
I'm rolling with
Kendrick Lamar.
444. It spoke to me on many levels of manhood, fatherhood, brotherhood. So that's why I'm rolling with 444. It spoke to me. It was a life-changing album. Shout out. He dropped it on my B-Day. June
So
1st.
we got 3 Jay-Z's. Who you rolling
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jay too, man. I think that it was amazing. I've always felt like Jay has always given us bits and pieces of his personal life. But this entire project was just like, I'm just going to bare my soul. And so I appreciate that.
Top 5 Jay albums?
Is it a top 5?
Top 5, yeah.
Definitely, no
Yeah, I put him
question.
in 5.
For him? Or
For
His
him.
album.
For him.
Is this
No,
album a
This
top
album, I
5?
put it top 5 because it completes the cycle to me Like
Okay.
he really like when you look back at Reasonable Doubt J all the way to 444, it's like a cycle. Like he to me put together an ultimate body of work. Like he looked at album per album all the way to the end. It was like this dude knew the ending before it ended. You know what I mean? And so like I give it that. Musically, it's not my favorite, but message wise, it is some of the most open and most vulnerable stuff I've heard Jay say. And I think he said a lot of what people need to hear right now and understand about what's going on with culture and how to invest and things like that. So yeah, it's a dope album. Don't you know?
Well, we shall see, man. I'm gonna see if I can get us a running live kind of tweet type situation of what's currently going on at the Grammys. I don't know if it's even started yet, honestly, but
I think it's got another half an hour. I think.
okay, cool.
8, 9 o'clock usually.
Well, this is the Culturally Correct Podcast.
Yeah.
We'll be back at you here in a little bit.